to Bad Larry.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Bad Larry Kingdom. I'm your host, Bad Larry, and today we are looking at two issues for X-MANHUNT, X-Force number 6, and Exceptional X-Men number 7. The cover for this issue is actually quite cool, even though Sage is not in this uniform in this issue. I don't know why that bothers me. Don't they know how the characters will look when they draw the cover? Why not match them up? It's a B+. The synopsis is actually quite good. I'm going to read it real quick to catch up everyone on this X-MANHUNT miniseries. Charles Xavier, founder and former leader of the X-Men, has escaped his imprisonment at Grey Malcolm Prison. On the run, Xavier has stolen back a cerebral helmet, which enhances his telepathic abilities and stores the memories of mutants, and a Krakoan egg, which was once used to resurrect mutants during the heyday of Krakoa. Xavier has been unknowingly seeding a psychic sickness in the minds of everyday people, leaving a path of devastation in his wake. Mutant leaders, including the various X-Men factions and X-Factor, have been unable to agree whether to stop him or help him, leading the teams to come to blows. Meanwhile, La Diabla, an alchemist and scientist, has X-Force on the ropes. She's partnered with the monstrous Rampage and their former friend Colossus to take down X-Force for reasons unknown to Forge and the team. Sage, who quit the team after Surge's death, was trying to locate them when she received a mysterious message. This is the first time Old Bad Larry has taken a look at the X-Force team, so let's check out who these characters are. Forge, we should all know, but apparently he's an Omega level mutant now. He's also a shaman, doing some magic shit. Forge takes crap and makes anything he wants with it. Cool mutant power, and he has a kick-ass metal egg in hand. Sage, this is my first intro to her. She seems like a Mary Sue character. She's a mutant. Her brain is like a computer, so she's the smartest, and she updates herself as well like a computer. She can manipulate her own genes to give her new powers or shut powers down. She becomes a master at anything after learning it only once. I mean, come on. So many powers, these new characters. She's also a control freak and likes to be called Tess, but only Sage when she's in the field. Don't mess that up. Braddock is now Captain Britain. Great. Her twin brother Brian is the OG Captain Britain, my Captain Britain. But basically, she is White Girl Psylocke. She has the telepathy, telekinesis, Psyblade, or Psysword. And then we see Ascani, or Rachel Summers, or Phoenix, as I remember her, is the daughter of Cyclops and Jean Grey. Just like in the X-Men team, they put two telepaths on the same team. Why? I don't know. Ascani is a telepath. She has telekinesis as well, but what's interesting about her is she has time powers, including her fourth dimension chrono shield. That's cool. And Tank, a mutant who can biggie size his body and strength. He's a gnarly looking fella. Professor X and Sage have a deep, strong bond. She is highly loyal to him. Sage sends Kestrel, a mutant teleporter, to extract Professor X and his big ass egg, as was shown in X Factor number 8. Why isn't Sage with her X-Force team in the field? I don't know, but they're in South America currently fighting these fools. The big hairy fella is called Brute That Walks. He's not a mutant. He's a science experiment gone wrong. He can biggie size himself and is subsequently super strong and angry. At first, it looks like War Machine is there too, but it's just Forge in what looks like the War Machine armor. This witchy lady is called La Diabla, or the She-Devil if you're nasty. She is also not a mutant. She is a super genius, alchemist, sorceress, magic-wielding witch. My question here is, why is Sage in a different color scheme uniform than her other X-Force teammates? Anyway, she's just gearing up and getting ready to meet Kestrel along with Professor X and his big golden egg. These pages are to show Sage is a super parkour athlete and uses her powers to override some supercomputer storage unit. So Kestrel, aka John Wraith, is a super teleporter with a huge range, and he was modified to have anti-aging, so he's also super old maybe. He's not officially part of X-Force, he just, I guess, subcontracts with Sage, I guess, on a as needed basis. The three need to get inside the little bunker. It has a size shield, but they are not totally safe down there for long term. Meanwhile, it looks like X-Force is getting their butts whooped. We all know Colossus. I guess he's a bad guy now. But when did he get the ability to change his hand into a big old blade? That's cool. It looks like magic and sorcery beats mutant abilities, as La Diabla is getting the better of X Force. Sage is not only super loyal to Professor X, she said she would burn the whole world to keep him safe. Damn. Now that's the definition of ride or die. I wonder if she knows about his brain tumor. Well, melanated dudes in cowboy hats just look cool, right? Professor X is ready to hatch his egg, but it isn't a mutant he's bringing back to life. He told everyone during Krakoa days the eggs were only for mutants to be brought back, but no. Rules for thee, but not for me. And we also learned to help this Mary Sue character even more that Sage simply rebooted herself, eliminating her telepathy powers. They were annoying. Right. Professor X hatches his golden egg. It's his love Lilandra, the rightful queen of the Shi'ar Empire, and his wife. What is noble about this is that he knows he's got that brain tumor. And instead of using the egg to bring himself back, he brought Lilandra back from the dead. Ah, love conquers all. That's what this whole miniseries was about. And to answer a question from earlier, I guess, it seems their daughter, Xandra, might still be alive. Once Professor X uploads Lilandra's memories back into this clone body, they make a move to boat scoot and boogie on out of there. Why? Because they're running from Scott's team. That's right, the real X-Men. Cyclops' X-Men is who they're running from and who they are scared of. But for Professor X and Lilandra bounce on a Shi'ar type ship. Obviously, they're heading back to the Shi'ar Empire. Bye, Felicia. The X Force team gets trounced by the three-member group calling themselves the Solution because the world is broken, and these three think they're the solution to that problem. The conclusion of this X-Manhunt miniseries will obviously focus on the final landing point for Professor X and Lilandra. I've enjoyed it thus far. How about you? And now we take a quick look at Exceptional X-Men. And all you need for this book is actually the cover. It's the whole story. Green emo dude is manipulated by old boy with the horns on his head, who is really Mr. Sinister. Boom! There you go. This is my first and hopefully last foray into this book. The art, it starts off so well. Emma Frost being a diva, checking herself out in the mirror. That's all on brand. She's a well-established narcissist. I'll accept a bit of navel gazing every now and then. But then it starts going downhill. She's going through pictures, highlighting obviously the relationship she's had with Cyclops, amongst many others, to culminate in this beautiful splash page. But the message is that she never loved any of these men. She's only loved Krakoa, the homeland, proving she's actually just a whore. And this doesn't match up to her ethos at all. She never really cared about mutants like that. She cared about power. Ugh. And then the story gets super duper boring. These two gals are sparring. Okay. But what the F is this face? This looks like Dylan Mulvaney when he first started wearing wigs and a dress. This thing has a strong jawline. That nose! What did they do to my shadow cat? Oh! The feel and the banter is cringe. Axo, the green dude with the emo haircut, he's the focus of this story. His power is that people tell him everything about themselves without asking. They won't lie to him. Wow! The horn guy's clearly and obviously Mr. Sinister. He's all about collecting DNA stuff from this app that he put out, and he's being real nice to Axel, which makes him happy because he just a little emo boy who want a strong daddy figure to affirm his life choices. This Axo is a real crybaby. Oh my gosh, he is insufferable. I just met him. I can't stand him. Go through all these depictions. He always has an emo, sad, or ticked off face. Dude is never vanilla or happy, always crying. Mr. Sinister, in disguise as old Hornhead, offers Axel a job. That's the main deal in these two pages. I mean, they are really dragging this out. And where does Professor X fit in here? How does this tie into X-Manhunt miniseries? Green Dude Axo is still in his feelings, so emo. And then he gives slightly uncomfortable look here to Mr. Sinister. Dudes don't look at each other like this. Axel hurries back to get some training. He's late. Obviously, because he's an emo and only cares about himself and sets up his own failures so he can get yelled at by the authority figures that will then allow him to continue being a big ass baby and mope around and be emo. It's a full psycho emo circle. Imagine that. Axo's being a big baby again, throwing a tantrum and running away because he's a big green baby boy man. And here's where I get really pissed. The only connection to the X-Men Manhunt miniseries is when Bobby Drake here tells the crew that Professor X escaped Grey Malkin prison. That's it! We never see Professor X in this issue at all. In fact, these new kids don't even know who Professor X is. What? I am appalled. How do you call yourselves X-Men when you don't even know what the X stands for? It's appalling. Emma Frost and Kitty Pryde never to this point even brought up or mentioned the most important mutant of all time, Professor X. I just can't believe it. Meanwhile, Emo Axo is walking down the street and all the people are leery of him, walking far away from him. Look, even without the green skin, I would keep my distance as well. Dude has a real negative vibe about him. And I thought his power made people spill their guts to him. If that's the case, why do they avoid him? Nothing makes sense here. So we saw Axo with Hornhead here, just hanging out during the day. Then Axo left and then immediately came back to hang out with Hornhead again. Okay, brilliant writing. Not. Hornhead has trapped Emo Axo in his bunker, rips off his skin to reveal that he is indeed Mr. Sinister, which the cover gave away anyway, so yay, big reveal. And we get to see Axo with another ugly stink face. Brilliant. You know, I get Marvel doing tie-in stories. They have been doing them for 40 years plus. It's a good way to force people to experience books and characters they may not likely pursue on their own volition. But to throw this exceptional mediocrity book in here as a forced tie-in when you don't even really connect to the story, there was no Professor X. It's just making people waste $5. If you have watched any of Bad Larry's videos before, you know Bad Larry doesn't really carry a negative vibe. He pokes fun a little, but keeps it fun and light. But this exceptional X-Men book really cooked his goose, I tell you. It's a super dud. But I do look forward to the final issue of this miniseries, X-Manhunt Omega. I hope it's actually good. You know, 6 out of 7 ain't bad. Peace.